Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea. And welcome back to a very high level best of 5 of StarCraft 2. Because today, whoa, Scarlett taking on Gerald, also known as Gary. Now his father isn't Professor Oak, but he's still a scary dude to go up against. Actually, is Professor Oak Gary's father in Pokemon? I don't know, or is he like a cousin or something? And what is Ash Ketchum from Pylon to Professor Oak? Are Professor Oak and Ash Ketchum's mom, you know, getting down and dirty? Is that why is Ash Ketchum from Pylon perhaps the born out of wedlock son of Ash Ketchum's mom and Professor Oak? And is that why Professor Oak treats him much better than he treats Gary Oak? That is a possibility, of course. I don't know much about the Pokemon lore, but these are the questions that do keep me up at night. God, if only we had like an online encyclopedia. I wish I could find this out. But that's not here or there right now, as we are watching Scarlett versus Gerald. And not watching Pikachu versus whatever Pokemon Gary Oak used to use. Quick expansion here. This probably shouldn't be very fruitful. I could be wrong. I might be wrong. Second Oracle is about to come out. This Pylon could actually be in a bit of trouble. We're not focusing very well. There's two links that are just constantly running around doing nothing. But I think this Pylon and both the Adepts are gonna go down. We get an activation here on the Pulsar Beam. On the other side of the map, this Oracle has managed to achieve nothing. Wow. Reminds me of myself. Fantastic. Lots of traveling and coming home empty-handed. You love to see it. Nexus here is going to finish up, so that is something. But it was losing the Pylon, both the Adepts, and no damage with this Oracle is probably the worst way you can start. Because you manage to achieve nothing and lose everything. Like, realistically, this is actually the worst outcome. 0 worker kills. Like, actually down in resource lost in the early game is painful. Very, very painful. As a new Pylon gets constructed here, we have the Lyote that is standing nearby. The idiotic brother of the Coyote. Doesn't attack anything, it just dies when you attack it with an Adept. Phoenix, what? The ever-living crap is this? Double Phoenix behind the double Oracle opener. So I would speculate as to what this is going to be, but I have legitimately zero idea what this is going to be. I am just not familiar with this opener whatsoever. I mean, Gerald is truly inventing a new early game here. If this is what new inventions look like, then call me an old hat, call me a conservative, because I want the world to remain as it was. This has been going god-awful. He just killed a queen to lose an oracle, which is a bad trade, because the queen is pretty cheap and an oracle is pretty freaking expensive. We've invested, what, 300, 500 gas in Stargate units, not even including the price of the Stargate itself. And so far, all that he's killed is a single queen and a drone. And he's lost an Oracle and 2 Adepts. Like, this is not what I'd call a successful start at all. Like, this is the equivalent of driving backwards in a Formula 1 race, is what we've been seeing so far out of Gerald. Phoenix here is trying his best to get the kill on the Overseer. I feel like there's a lot of sweating going into dealing very medium levels of damage. Okay, finally an Overlord goes down. Scarlett luckily has so much supply available that 4 more Overlords could go down without any major repercussions. This is also a play and a half, by the way, a typical Scarlett move. Sees that there are 2 Phoenixes out on the map and responds by building a Spire and probably wanting to mass mute out. Now, granted is that the early game went so freaking well that you're probably going to have quite a bit of gas left over because you won't need it to defend anything, but it still is what we'd consider an ambitious play here, for certain, a very ambitious play. Queens are once again going to push this back. New queen is on the way, so we're going to go up to 7 queens in the end. Is this Phoenix? Okay, I thought this Phoenix was going to go maybe for a scout, but it's just looking for kills, for overlords. Lots of links on the way, by the way. I don't love this. I would have loved to see a couple more drones and some extra gases here as well. So this Stalker force is now going to get somewhat surrounded. Fort base under heavy fire as well. And we're just working off of 5 gases total. So this is a pure gateway army that we're dealing with. Templar Archives goes down 7 minutes into the game as the fort base does get cancelled. Some nice lifts here with those links. It's definitely going to put a dent into those ling numbers. Getting ascended into the skies. Except rather than going to your Zerg god, you just go into the nasty claws of a phoenix. Oh wait, it was a fake... a Spire fake out. Did it get scouted? This is the ultimate fake out. Even when not being scouted, you're still not using it. We are getting +1 air though. I have absolutely zero clue what this is. Scarlett has managed to squeeze out about 30 more drones while all this was going on, by the way. So we're now at 89 workers. Is this going to be Hydra Ling Bane into 10 gas Muta? I mean, I don't necessarily approve of this build order. Because I feel like with a quick, fast Hydra Ling Bane attack, we might have just been capable of winning the game after how well the early game went. But it is definitely a strategy. It is a strategy. That's the one thing we cannot deny. This cell has been going absolutely bananas, by the way. 3 kills already on that one bad boy. 83 to 83 workers. It's kind of awkward for Geralt because he just doesn't have the hatcheries available to kind of use it. I think we are going to go for a Hydra Ling Bane attack, aren't we? So another big Zealot run by gets set up. And a Stalker set up towards the left. We have no Templar out yet whatsoever. 88 workers right now on 3 bases. Fourth base is finally done. Gases are being taken as well. I just don't see how this army is ever going to deal with any amount of banelings. I also don't see how this army would deal with Lurkers. So Geralt has crafted the perfect composition to lose to any Zerg army. No matter how late this is going to hit. Look at this. This is legit one of the worst armies I've seen in my life. It's going to be like 3.5 storms here. 9 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. These Zealots are going to be absolutely key. What these Zealots are going to do is they're going to trick Scarlett into going back home. Or at least that's the goal of these bad boys. Scarlett, who by the way is just floating 700 gas as well. Starts +2 air weapons here too. So I think the Mutas are still something that's in her mind. Oh, here come the banelings. Ooh, okay. That was probably as poor as it was going to get. That was not a good start here. We're going to get an attempted snipe on the Overseer, but the Overseer survives with all of its HP still intact. A couple of Templar put out some zoning storms. I think this Zealot Warpin should be a run-by the way. It feels wrong to do, but it is absolutely right. A couple more storms here as well to stop these units from going in. Baneling's now connecting with a lot of workers. 19 go down. That's more than 15, but less than 25. The Zealot run-by is now finally starting. It took a while to get underway, but more and more Banelings are being added into the mix. Don't forget, behind this, Scarlett at 85 workers just continues to bash into this fourth base. As the Hydra spit and the Banelings explode. We have ourselves a little party over here at the fort. 31 probes go down. Zealots now reach the other side of the map though. And if these Zealots manage to kill 35 drones, as well as snipe 2 bases, and maybe give Scarlett a cardiac arrest, I think Geralt has a decent chance of tying up this game. Sadly, the Zealots do not manage to do that, and instead they die into the Hydras. A much worse outcome here for Geralt, who now is down 35 workers, is building a mothership, which can fly and cloak things. So perhaps if Scarlett did not know about detection, this could be a very viable plan for the future. But as is, I do believe that Scarlett is aware of the fact that detection exists. Here comes the late game Muta transition. This is what we've been waiting for all this time. The fake Spire into not being scouted, into it turning out to be a real Spire with 8 +2 Mutas. I am so freaking curious what these Mutas are gonna do. We'll have a mothership to defend. We'll have a couple of Stalkers to defend as well. Do we have any cannons? Okay, no cannons. No cannons here either. I think these Mutas might actually deal significant damage. And I freaking hate it so much. Oh my god. I wonder if they're going to go into the natural. I think that is the most logical thing to do here. We have a cannon and battery on the way. Where's that? Just at the fort. Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure I know where everything is being built. 22 more Banes on the way here as well. So Lurker then gets down. Scarlett adopting the build every tech imaginable gameplay. Love to see it. Let's take a look at the first person here for Geralt. I'm so curious. Does he see it on the minimap? He's like, what the hell? This doesn't make any sense. If he ever clicks these Mutas and sees +2, I think his head is actually gonna explode. Because this is legitimately one of the weirdest mid-game transitions I've seen in my life. It's not even really dealing a lot of damage either, which makes it so much funnier. I really hope he clicked these Mutas and saw that they were +2. +2 Mutas actually deal a lot of damage really freaking quickly as well. Okay, so 13 workers go down for 8 mutas. 14 workers go down, make that 15, 16, 17. Oh my god. All of that counting over here is 20 workers fall. Scarlett behind all of this is pretty much maxed out. Has how many Banes? 22 Banelings. There's 19 Stalkers, 6 Templar, and 2 Archons. I'd love for these rocks to be taken out, by the way. I actually think it would be a really good call. As we move into a Greater Spire Lurker then. I mean, this is really one of the games of all time. I'm not saying that Scarlett is playing with her food, but that's just because Gerald should not be eaten. I do not personally believe in cannibalism, but otherwise it would definitely be eating with the food or playing with the food. Look at this. Ling run by into the natural and a move back. I'm not sure if Scarlett is really afraid of a Protoss army that is not capable of doing anything, or if Scarlett is just having a really good time. Like just dealing mental blows to Gerald over here. It is starting to feel a whole lot like mental blows to me. As the Bane count is honestly kind of weak. Like very small. Hydra count is decent, but it's the Ling count that is the big deal. Is the Hydras are now starting to work onto this. I'm actually starting to get a little bit afraid for Scarlett. Oh, Baneling's coming in from the north. I don't think that Gerald was paying attention, as every single Templar is going to end up falling. And maybe this base even goes down. 22 workers going down behind us as well, as the Lings have battered and bruised the Zealots that were trying to deal with them. With the adrenal glands always so freaking strong. More Hydras on the way. Personally, I could go for a bit of a late game Muta transition here as well. But instead we're going to go into Lurker. As well as a 6th base, which is mining, by the way, from the Rich Vespine geyser. So lots of gas available. Big Ling run by coming in towards the 3rd. That 3rd is going to die. Lurkers will be here used defensively. Stalkers can never break through a Lurker wall. That's one of the rules in life. Like, if your opponent has Lurkers and you have Stalkers, you better hope that the Lurkers are not, in a position where you need to go. Because if they are, you're not going in. That is just the reality of things. GG gets called as Scarlett's going to win game number 1 here on the Old Republic. Alright, we got our second game over here on Tourmalin, as we have an instant scout coming out of Mr. Jerry Geralt. It's going to be blocking this natural. Nothing Scarlett can do about that, except build it somewhere else, which is probably what's going to end up happening here. So, get scouted. We have no drone. Okay, here comes the drone. Pum, 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 pum. Oh no, I'm going to go to this 3rd base. Oh wait, there's a pool on the way. Look at it, the trickery. The trickery, and then a hidden drone. Beautiful. So now all we care about is what the hell is this probe gonna do. So there's really 2 things at play here. 1, Scarlett wants to get a hatchery down here. 2, Gerald wants to block this hatchery. Does he see that? Second OV comes out. He's not checking a 3rd base. He's not checking freaking anything. He's just patrolling. Patrol, patrol, patrol your boat gently down the stream. Look at this. It's still here. It's building a pylon? This has to be a joke, no? What the hell? This makes legit... This is such an insane freaking move. Okay, he's playing as an early pool, and he now knows it. This needs to be cancelled, like 100% of the time. We're gonna get a... This delays the core by so much. Who the hell does this? What if this was a 16 hatch, just instantly here, into an 18 gas, 17 pool? That was such an insane pylon. He didn't see the drone, because I had him selected with vision. That is such a crazy move. Because it's such a significant delay here on the core. Look at that. This core finishes 217. That is a solid like 7 seconds later than it should. For what? What is the chance that this build happens? Gerald must have some insider information here. Someone within Scarlett's team is leaking. Or he's seen her do this before. Like, this is crazy. What a ridiculous play. I have never seen something like this. He built a blind pylon to block a hatchery that was supposed to be at the 3rd already. Did not see the drone. I don't even... Like, if you're not high-level StarCraft enough and you don't understand it, I don't even... like, It's really difficult to explain why this is so freaking weird. But 7 seconds on core... Like, the build that Scarlett is playing, I don't want to say it's non-existent, but no one freaking plays it. Like, 15 pool hiding the drone? Like, what the hell even is this? Like, it would not make it into the dictionary, like the vocabulary book of Zerg build orders. Because it just doesn't exist. Like, what the ever-loving crap is it? It's not there, you know? Going across the map and proxying a hatch and then trying again might be something, but then you would see a proxy hatch on your natural already. So this is... Like, the build that Scarlett played happens maybe 2% of the time. For Geralt to always delay his core by 7 seconds because of a build that might happen 2% of the time is actually an insane play. It is crazy. You're just going to be behind 98% of the games. That was a very well built Spore over there. What the heck? Very cool. I think Scarlett is in a legitimately garbage position as well. She's only on 3 queens. She has 3 hatches. A bunch of links out. Down about 10 workers. We have 11 drones on the way. But we still need to build 2 extra spores though. Because all of these bases cannot be defended right now. Right? Because there's only 3 queens total. So an Oracle going across the map could be extremely painful here. This is probably the best case scenario. Where the first game was probably the worst case scenario for our good friend Geralt. Now it's looking mighty fine for him. I'm still just wondering how he made this call. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, of the pylon block, it also didn't actually... Well, I guess it delayed the... It stopped the hatch from being built, so it was good. But it was such a wild play. So out of pocket. I just don't understand it. I know I overused the word insane, but that was legitimately insane. That was such a crazy move. Wow. Alright. Well, with that out of the way, we're going into a game which now I'm curious to see what's going to happen here. Scarlett has managed to get 49 workers out. Geralt is on 45. She also has 2 extra gateways coming in. +1 attack. Blink on the way. Baneling Nest as well on the way out. I am looking forward. To seeing where this is going to go. To me, it feels like a classic 4-gate blink, which is actually going to hit quite tight. Behind this, we have Scarlett going for a defensive ling bane, really late lair. So she's investing a lot into eco right now and defending the initial push. I think she's blind countering a Glaive Adept build, which is not what's happening. Now scouted the stalkers. It could also go into a ling bane bust, because we're adding 3 more gases. So it's going to go up to 4 gas, ling bane. 53 workers, technically possible. Okay, we get a split off of these adepts. 2 drones go down. Honestly, pretty decent damage for adepts at this point in the game. Hell yeah, I give that 3.5 stars. Oh, Geralt is going to commit into 7-gate blink. Really? 7-gate blink committal. Links have been scouted. That is so wild to me. There's really no reason to put all your eggs in this basket. You know, you have multiple baskets right now. And this feels very committed into dealing damage with your blink stalkers. For comparison, what we could have done is like 4-gate blink stalker, like a minor move out, while behind this stacking into something that doesn't suck, like Templar Archives, for example. It's very solid defensively because you have the double Oracle. You can get a lot of Stalkers out with it. I think this is a safety 7-gate blink. Which fair play, because he's playing against someone doing a 54 drone Ling Bane attack. But I personally would also prefer having like an Archon now. Like imagine an Archon being out. Like that'd just be game over, no? Like there's nothing that can kill you. Right now you're probably going to need a sentry or 2. You have a bunch of Stalkers that are positioned in this area. Oracle's on the wrong side of the map just killing queens. No sentry warping, which I think is actually a mistake. A pretty significant one at that. Links are now bursting through the Stalkers over there. More probes are going to fall. Scarlett with a Ling Bane attack is dealing a lot of damage. Right click on the Nexus as well, as more and more probes are going down. This was as poor as a defense as we could hope for. The Oracles now return back home. All of these gates are gonna fall. Templar Archives is finishing up right now. Not getting a sentry there was a huge blunder. out of Gerald. Was late to understand really what was happening. He saw the high ling count, but he believed that Scarlett was going to be honorable and transition away from the scouted all in. Gerald was like, all right, I scouted. I saw what you're doing. You saw that I saw what you were doing. There's no way you're still going to commit to this idiocy, to this lunacy of a build order. That's what Gerald said. I heard him say it all the way from Poland. You know, I heard the echoes of his cries. This build is idiotic. Who would commit to it? Canadian Zergy did, apparently. As more links are now moving across the map. At this point, all Scarlett needs to do is probably go up to low 80s, high 70s in the drone count. Hydra Link Bane. And you're just going to keep kind of going all over this freaking third or fourth base. Like, this third base, honestly, could be here just uncontested for the next 3 minutes and nothing bad happens. But Gerald is running out of minerals in the main. Natural is soon to run out as well. Like, we're talking probably like 2.5 minutes or so. So you're going to be on pretty much 16 patch mineral mining, which is not high enough. You're going to have 6 gas mining, which is okay-ish if you're playing against someone that is on 72 workers, you know? If you're playing against someone that's on 80, 82, 83 workers, 7 gas is what I'm expecting here as well. Like, Scarlett is going to be pushing banelings into your face for like the next 10 minutes pretty much. And eventually you're just going to die on 3 bases. It is not possible to get good enough trades for that. Zealots will need to be a big portion here, except we don't even have charge yet. And the only purpose that Zealots have in life is charging into drones. Hey, the Zealot is like the ultimate backstabber. You know, it can't really beat anyone good. But good lord, is it great against unprotected drones. Like, drones? Hell yeah. Fantastic. Hey, if you want to shoot civilians, you hire a bunch of Zealots, let me tell you. They're great at it. Ooh, what's this? 16 Stalkers. 3 Templar. This is a move out of the ages as well. Like, right into the belly of the beast, so to say. And what a beast it is. Holy crap. If you're fighting on creep with 16 Stalkers and 3 Templar, I wish you a lot of luck. Meanwhile, Scarlett is also going for I'm not sure if this is a run-by or if this is like a contain on these Zealots, saying, hey, if you're not coming out, I'm sending the banelings in. Which is actually a really cute play. This is a very accurate way of dealing with this as well, which I'm a huge fan of. It's just such a cool way of dealing with a problem. It's like such a patient way of dealing with this. Like, many people would have maybe rushed in and then tried to clear it, but Scarlett actually took the time to morph banelings, saying, hey, you're stuck there. This is either going to be a recall or you're going to lose these banelings. This blink, however, is also very solid. A bunch of these links are going to end up falling at the same time, though. Scarlett now moving forward, entire army out of position. And that means that this base is in serious trouble. We get some decent zoning storms. Scarlett is not going to allow this army to come back, though. As banelings being sent forward, 2 at a time. Good control. Bottom baneling run by gets in. You have a lot of storms going down in multiple angles. Gerald is microing this, honestly, as well as you could. The problem is if you're down 80 supply, it doesn't really matter how good your micro is. Like, there's just too much stuff shooting at you. Banelings are going to connect with Archons, Stalkers, really just anything. As 7 workers going down. Natural has been invaded by links. Third base is about to get blasted here as well. And I mean, anything that... There's really nothing at this point that I think Gerald can do that is going to save him. Charge is about to finish up, so these Zealots can run away from the banelings. Good riddance. A couple of Hydras are actually going to get taken out. Like, this has been such a good hold out of Gerald. Like, such a good hold. So well executed defensively. Beautiful micro. Very patient with his storms, throwing them down when he had to, but... fact of the matter is that he doesn't really stand a chance against anything. He has a garbage tier army against 93 drones. He's going to need to deal with Hydra Ling Bane once more. All he has is Stalker Zealot. There's 0 storms available. There's no fort base that I can ever see going up here. Zealot run by could be good though. I think he needs to run away with like 10 of them and then send, yeah, he probably sent like 2 forward or so. Probably would have been the correct play. This is gonna get swallowed here by the Zerg host. So, fort base unavailable still. Gases are still mining. They're not mining out quickly enough because there's not enough workers in them. But yeah, without a fort base, I think this is just completely... This is a game that is just not available here to Gerald to take. No, it's been sold out. You know, if this was a lottery, Scarlett bought all of the tickets. All of them. Okay, and freaking 1. Infestation pit here is coming in. Bottom side base is gonna get attacked here by Ling Bane. Yes, the Hydra Ling Bane is also gonna be moving in further forward. Stalker is not gonna get cleared quite yet. I mean, once this door opens, it's so hard to defend this general area. So Banelings get the connections with the Templar as well. Scarlett is moving in further forward, and at this point, no matter how well Gerald micros, he is gonna be losing this third base. Just don't see a way for him to hold it. Zealot Runby comes back in. He's honestly playing fantastic StarCraft. Like, given how crap his position is, he's done as well as he could. But GG gets called either way, and Scarlett's gonna take the map with herself on match point. In our third game, the dance starts up once more. Scarlett's gonna hit a freaking 18 hatch over here, isn't she? Yeah, this is an 18 hatch. Woo. 18 hatch on the third base location. Yeah. That is a classic. I really wonder if Gerald is going to actually go for the blind pylon again. No, this time he's just going to scout for the third. No, he's going back. Oh, it was a play. A fake out. Dude, Gerald is mind gaming himself so freaking hard. I wonder if a 12 pool could just work against him. Because he doesn't actually go up. No? So he blindly builds the Nexus. Because if he doesn't see that... No, I guess if he doesn't see the hatch here, maybe he goes core before Nexus? He has such a weird way of doing this scouting stuff. Such an odd manner. He must have been hurt by someone that hit drones in corners before. Kind of cute. I like seeing Protoss players get hurt in-game. Okay, we're going to get a second gas. Spawning pool is about to finish up here as well. And then we'll see what Scarlett is in store. She's a 20 Overlord. Usually you get one more drone. But because this hatch is so freaking late, she'd been super supply blocked. Like even now, there's one larva just waiting to build something. The 18 hatch is actually diabolical. That is such a bad hatch timing. So usually the way that Zergs do it is they send their drone a bit forward. And if they see a probe, they move it over towards the third base. So then you can still build a 16 hatch, or in the worst case scenario, a 17 hatch on the third base. But a 17 hatch is already scoffed at by the high level Zergs. Like you're supposed to just always hit a 16 hatch because it's much better. You can get like a 21 drone and then an Overlord because the hatch on supply blocks you. But this was, yeah, this is freaking diabolical. 18 hatchery. I'm actually gonna send this replay to Lambo after, or a screenshot of this. He's gonna have a good laugh at it. Creep tumor in the main base. Just get the hatch in the net. Overlord is moving back. Oh my god. Freaking 18 hatch. The depth shows up here. What's the second depth gonna? It's gonna go across the map. I'm not sure if this was chrono boosted. I don't think it was. It's gonna be pretty late if this was chrono boosted, no? There's no way. I don't buy it. 6 links in the main base. And we're gonna have 5 links in the natural. Wait, I can't count. Oh, it's 5-5. It's gonna be 7-5. I was thinking it can be an odd number unless the link died. Okay, links are now gonna jump in. I wonder if we get an adept here. Yeah, we do. And the links are gonna continue hunting as well. Getting 2 adepts here would be really freaking bad. Scarlett picks the wrong path, however. Will not catch this adept quite yet, unless links get in position to deal with this in time. Look at that. Ooh, no. Does not get the kill on the adept, but a cancel on the third base. And the kill on the adept. This is the worst of both worlds for Gerald. Good lord. What a terrible early game here for the Polish Protoss. Does manage to kill a couple of links. We have extra queens on the way. Night and day, by the way. This game and the previous one. And then also the previous one and the one before that. Like early game wise. We have some wild setups going on here. Love to see it. Love to see it. What do we have here? Twilight Council coming up. That feels quick. Was that post first Oracle? How did we do that? 20 seconds, no. So it was Oracle, Twilight at 4 minutes. Okay, that's not super early. And we have a Forge coming in as well. So one of the things that I've seen a lot of the Koreans do, and I don't know if a lot of the foreigners copy this, but I kind of like the logic of this. Ooh, 2 drones going down. That's nice. Let me just talk about build orders here for a second. Freaking battery is crazy, but whatever. Really delays stuff, doesn't it, that battery? Look how late the gases are. Okay, sorry, let me talk about the build order. So, one of the things that I noticed a lot of the Koreans do is that when Hero wants to do blink pressure, for example. And I'm really talking about Hero because he's the Korean I watch the most. When Hero wants to do blink pressure, he'll go Twilight Council, 4 gate, and delay the forge a bit. And then his chrono boost will be sunk exclusively into the blink. And you can hit a really tight blink timing with an okay worker count and a lot of units. So that is kind of cool. However, a lot of the time when they end up playing forge plus blink, you don't have enough chronos to have both of them ready. Like both the +1 and blink at a very sharp timing. So you're going to be hitting a little bit later most of the time. So what they do, they say, you know what? I'm going to be hitting a little bit later anyway. Let's sync all of my chrono into the workers. So they have a much stronger preference to getting a better eco in that case. And I really like that setup. Saying, hey, I can't hit a super sharp timing anyway, so I might as well just go a bit later because my goals have changed. Like, rather than wanting to maybe kill a force base, your goal might just be to force out some units or to kill some tumors because you're not going to be hitting sharp enough anyway. Like, what is the timing that Gerald is going to hit here? 50 seconds from now. Like, he could maybe hit while Scarlett has 76 drones and then still not be capable of doing anything because it's hitting so late. Well, if you sync all chrono boost into really quick blink, you could be hitting like 5:55, 6 minutes into the game. And then all of a sudden, Zerg needs to cut sharp at maybe 60, 62 drones or so, especially if you get a couple of kills early on. So this is one thing I noticed where I much prefer kind of the Korean setup over what I see a lot of Europeans do, where they kind of do this like somewhat in between. It's like, oh, kind of fast blink and +1, but also it's not really fast, and I don't really have a good eco either. We're actually going to see a four gas play here. Like, I think Scarlett could have legitimately survived whatever is happening right now with a much higher drone count. Like, I think 76 would be fine. Like, we have freaking 2k resources in the bank while this push is hitting. Like, that is insane. This is poor macro out of Scarlett, don't get me wrong. It is bad to have this much money in the bank, but it just shows you that despite floating this much cash right now, this doesn't necessarily feel super scary, unless this stasis is going to connect fully. Ooh, okay, that is scary. No, well, there's still a lot of units. Might lose a couple, though. I don't understand why she's floating 2.5k resources. That seems like a lot of resources to be floating right now. How many larvae do we have? Just one larva. I guess bad injects really is the answer here to what happened. Bad injects, maybe a late 5th. Like, why do you have so much cash? There's no tech behind this either. Are we gonna go Swarm Host potentially? I think this might be Swarm Host. This is a good map for Swarm Host as well. Like, you pump them from over here, get in here. But the larvae are just not available. Hey, Scarlett is not playing well this game. Scarlett is really not playing well this game. We're flowing 3.5k resources right now. We're gonna get a Nidus network. We're still, like, after spending the cash, still 2k resources. Once again, driving home my point, how weak this Stalker move out really is. Like, this kills nothing. So why not just get a higher worker count? God, freaking love Hero, man. Such good ideas. Okay, Stalkers are going to go back home. Templar Archives on the way behind this. Oh, can the battery heal over the cliff? I wonder if that's in range. I think it might be, no? If you're over here. Maybe barely. Lots of links, but without upgrades, they kind of suck. No fort-based gases here for the Gerald either. Yeah, links without +1. Hey, I don't even think you're going to get a good trade here, to be honest. You give him no shot. I don't think so. Like, 2 zealots, a cannon, and 2 batteries absolutely destroy this type of stuff. It's really crazy. Okay, Nidus comes out. I think the main base is toast. Ooh, and what's worse is the Templar Archives might be toast. You get a recall into the main base. What is that? Pure Stalker. Here we go. Actually, this is going fairly decent for Gerald. Oh, the next wave is huge still. The next wave is huge. Hey, if the Templar Archives doesn't go down, you just lose a couple of Stalkers. Dude, I'd be kind of pumped to have this as my first trade. Stalker count is growing pretty large, which tends to be an issue. 20 drones going up behind this as well, which also is going to be an issue. This map is really good for Swarmos. I hadn't really thought about that, because you never play against it. But this area is difficult to get to. You have to take out these rocks, or sorry, these mineral patches, and then that's a free, you know, run-by zone. This base is super vulnerable too. Yeah. Gerald realized that. He's playing well. He absolutely is. He's gonna get that Nidus. Zealot is not seeing this Nidus. And we just see kind of a rotating motion from right to middle to left. Let's see if Gerald's gonna realize the moment he hears the next Nidus. Oh, now sees it. I think this base is toast, but that's a fort base. It's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. And Stalkers are moving in. I still think the base is toast. No, there's no way. Bad control on the Locust so far, though. Storms are out. Can we get a storm, maybe? Okay, this base is not even gonna fall. Scarlett kills a cannon. I really would slow down a bit with the Stalker warp-ins, though. Like, another 4? This is putting a lot of eggs into a basket, which I don't like. I don't like this basket. This is a crap basket, okay? The Stalker is the only way you're gonna lose this game. It's really good to deal with this particular style, but the moment Lurkers come out, the Stalker doesn't just lose value, it becomes a liability. Like, you have supply in units that just don't trade well at all. Because the Nidus just got taken out. We're gonna get another bigger... he's getting too many Stalkers. He's just getting too many Stalkers. This is such a blunder. I think the only way you can make this work is if you skip getting a real army now. So what you do is you basically go Fleet Beacon, Triple Stargate. Yeah, okay, and not over here. It should be over here in a safer location. Because this is still a potential for Swarm Host there, right? Still have potential for the Swarm Host there. A couple of battles actually hitting big time. This base is not really mining. Like, Stalkers trade really well against this force. Stalker Storm is really freaking good. The problem is the follow-up Lurkers, which I think Gerald should be aware of right now. A couple of Hydras are starting to show up. That should be the signal of like, hey, something is happening, and every Stalker I build at this point is not what we want, most likely. I do feel like Gerald can just walk through here. No +3 on the way yet for him, by the way. Ooh. Couple of balls raining down on top of his Stalkers, not being micro ways. This base falls. Right side base on the way. This could just be serving as a spotter, by the way. As like a backup base. Being like, hey, your Nidus now can't be placed here. It needs to be placed here. And then you kill this base. Like, I don't care. I still have 8 gases. Well, if this base hadn't died, still have 8 gases. Lurkers are going to be on the way out right now, though. That is actually going to be a serious issue, as this Nidus worm will get cleared before it finishes up. Zealots making their way around to the right side as well. 4 Locust. Sitting in the tree. Oh, there we go. Another big storm. Another big storm. These storms are really good against Locust, by the way. Because they all have to fly through it a couple of times. It lasts such a long time. So cool. It's good for zoning, definitely. You have a couple of Stalkers here in really a key position. I said this is where you put the Nidus. And Scarlett wanted to definitely put a Nidus there. I think Lurkers are just going to be a massive issue right now. I just don't... Like, look how much cash Scarlett has. I think Spires would be a good play as well. But this army is so bad. If a single Nidus goes up behind the aggressive line of Gerald, and that Nidus will have any amount of Lurkers, I think the game legitimately just ends in that moment. Because there's just no way. You cannot fight into Lurkers. So if Lurkers ever siege up, it's just... That's it. It has ended now, officially, you know? So we're gonna see this Lurker move out. I wonder if they go into the Nidus even. It would be a move. Oh, here we go. Probably still should send it forward. Yeah. A couple of these Lurkers are gonna go towards the bottom side. A lot of them flying into weird positions. More Lurkers moving out. I feel like the Lurkers have been spotted, but the Tempests are slow to start. Eight Lurkers. Once again, Swarm Host to the right. I much would prefer Lurkers to the right. And then Swarm Host coming later through the middle. Having one Lurker defensively, I think would be good enough. Like, if you get any amount of Lurkers in here, I think it's game. I really believe so. Like, there's just nothing that can deal with them. Tempest now coming out. Double Spire on the way as well. Ooh, Swarm Host find an unattended base. We'll probably get the kill over here. I can only imagine. Yeah, Scarlett's gonna start right-clicking. I freaking love right-clicking. The Ravagers show up, and now the Lurkers are moving in forward as well. I think this base... I'm not sure if you can occupy this ramp. That is going to be quite tough, as you get... I think there was a recall over here. A couple of Stalkers, not going to be good enough. Oh, the Lurkers! Gerald not paying attention is going to lose a lot of his key units here. Loses this base as well, so that's -2 bases. Back to 3 right now. Does have the Tempest. I feel like this base pulled him out of position so much. And now this is also an open area. Lings can stream in. Lurkers can run in for harass as well. I think you probably have to re-wall it with gateways at this point. The Swarmos once more are going to go in. Get a blink forward or a blink back? It's going to be a blink back here. Do we have +3? No. +3 attack still not done. Mothership is not going to get sniped. So that is a big bonus here for Jerry. Oracle's putting in some serious work as well. It's the beauty of not having any Hydras left. Oh. Ooh, Pyle's actually connecting. You love to see that. You actually do love to see that. Camp is moving to the back. What's his mothership doing? Loop. Oracle goes down. I think Scarlett might have just done it. This was such a... It was so weird because it was such a good early game for her. And then she forgot the macro for like a minute or two. Floating 3k resources. And then still managed to win in the end. 75 workers have gone down. And that's a successful game. Gerald can't believe this. What the hell? I had you. And then I lost you. Oh no. Now if this was a romantic comedy, then in the end you have him again, but that's not. This is not a romantic comedy. This is a horror movie. And Gerald was dumb enough to split off from the group. They who split off from the group will end up dying. Scarlett wins the series with a 3-0 score with some wild plays here on the final map. That's gonna be it for me today. Thanks for watching.